To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.
Right, children. Now we are going to start the exercise chapter of this lesson. So as always, you all have to write the answers for all these questions before you watch this part or the chapter, and afterwards you can cross-check your answers with mine and check whether your answers are correct or not, okay? Right. So we are going to start with the exercise given in the textbook. Question number 1. Select the correct answer. The structural and functional unit of living beings. What is the structural unit or the basic unit of living organisms? That is the cell. What is the functional unit? That is also the cell, because cell can function on its own. Therefore, the structural and functional unit of living beings is called a cell. Right. Next one. The tissue responsible to transport water and minerals through the plant body is. There are different types of plant tissues. Do you all remember we did this activity? We immersed the balsam plant in red color water, and then what happened, children? The xylem tissue gets colored because the xylem tissue transports water and minerals, okay? The tissue responsible for transport water and mineral through the plant body is the xylem. What about the phloem? Phloem transports food, okay? Pith is the middle part, cortex is the outer part of the outer tissue of the stem, right? Xylem is the answer. Right. Number 3. The organ that does not belong to the digestive system is. Now this is easy. Liver belongs to the digestive system. Trachea belongs to the respiratory system. Large intestine and anus, they both belong to the digestive system. Therefore, the organ that does not belong to the digestive system is trachea. Number 4. The organ common to the respiratory system and the food digestive system is. There's this one organ common to both the systems. What is that organ? Do you remember when we consider nasal cavity and the mouth cavity? They connect at this one common place, and this place is common to both the systems, because from here onwards this system divides into two parts. This is the esophagus, this is the trachea, right? Esophagus belongs to the digestive tract, trachea belongs to the respiratory tract. So this common area is known as the pharynx. The organ common to the respiratory system and the food digestive system is, what is the answer, children? That is the pharynx, okay? Larynx, bronchioles, esophagus, pharynx. Next one. Which of the following process does not occur in the small intestine? What are the processes that occur in the small intestine, children? You all know that the digestion of food completes in the small intestine. And at the same time, absorption of the nutrients also take place in the small intestine. Collection of pancreatic juice and bile. What is pancreatic juice? Now I explained y'all. When we consider the digestive system, we'll simply draw it like this. This is the esophagus. This is the stomach, and this is where the small intestine begins, right? And this is the small intestine. And remember, children, I'll draw with a different color. The organ called pancreas connects from here. This place I explained y'all, that is known as the duodenum, right? And from here, the gallbladder combines here. Right, I told y'all the pancreas adds digestive juice to the food from this place. This digestive juice is the combination of all these juice is known as pancreatic juice, right? Because that is produced by the pancreas, right? So then pancreatic juice, collection of pancreatic juice and bile. Pancreatic juice is added from the small intestine. That is true because duodenum is the very first part of the small intestine. What about bile? Remember, bile is produced by the liver and it is stored in the gallbladder. Right? Whenever food passes this place, the gallbladder adds bile to this place. Bile is very important for the digestion of fat and oil. Right, children? Therefore, collection of pancreatic juice and bile takes place. Now here they ask, which of the following process does not occur in the small intestine? Right? As both these organs are connected to the very first part of the small intestine, adding of pancreatic juice and bile takes place at this place. Right, which means in the small intestine. Therefore, this is not the answer. Right, children? Okay. What is the second one? Completion of digestion. Yes, I told you all completion of digestion takes place in the first half of the small intestine. Absorption of digested food, that is also done by the small intestine. Food is broken down to small pieces. That is done by the teeth in the mouth cavity, right? This is known as the mechanical digestion. So, mechanical digestion is done by the mouth cavity, by the teeth. So, which of the following process does not occur in the small intestine? Food is broken down to small pieces. Right, children? We'll move on to the next. Right. Complete the following table. So, the organ is given. You have to write the function of each organ. Right. The first organ is the stomach. What is the main function of the stomach? I told you all. The stomach produces gastric juice. It is acidic. This acidity is important for the digestion of food in the stomach. Therefore, acidity is added to food. And also, digestion also takes place. Therefore, makes the food acidic. Making the food acidic. We'll write briefly. Making the food acidic. And digestion of food. Digestion. Right, children? Small intestine, what are the functions? Now, completion of digestion and absorption of nutrients or the simple food items take place in the small intestine, right? Let's write. Completion of digestion. Absorption of nutrients. Right, children? Large intestine. There's no digestion takes place in the large intestine. What actually happens is absorption of water present in the food. Large intestine, absorption of water. Absorption of water. Right, children? Nasal cavity. So, nasal cavity and the next one is larynx. Nasal cavity and larynx belong to the respiratory system. Right? What is the function of the nasal cavity? Now, we discussed that there are 3 changes take place in the inhaled air inside the nasal cavity. Right? The air gets warmer, moisture is added, and also the air gets filtered. Right? Filtering, warming up, and moistening of air. Right? Larynx, sound box to produce vocal sound. Okay? Producing vocal sound. Right, children? So the organ stomach function making the food acidic and digestion. Okay? Small intestine, completion of digestion, absorption of nutrients. Large intestine, absorption of water. Nasal cavity, filtering, warming up and moistening of air. Right? Larynx, producing vocal sound. So we have completed the activities given in the textbook. Now we are going to do the extra questions. Right. Exercise number 1. Underline the most suitable answers. So these type of questions, 4 answers or 4 choices are given. Remember children, no matter even though the first or second answer seems correct, you need to read all 4 answers because you have to find the most correct or most suitable answer. Sometimes in these type of questions, several correct answers can be given. So out of the several correct answers, you have to find out the most correct answer. Okay? Right. Let's read this. The plant tissue that transports food is, what is the plant tissue that transports food? That is the phloem. What is the plant tissue that transports water and minerals? That is the xylem. Okay? The plant tissue that transports food is xylem, phloem, dermal tissue, pith. What is the answer? That is the phloem. Number 2. The answer with the organs that belong to the digestive system is, right? Number 1. Esophagus, liver, stomach. They all belong to the digestive system. That is correct. Right? Number 2. Stomach, trachea, larynx. Stomach belongs to the digestive system, but trachea and larynx belong to the respiratory system. Therefore, this is wrong. Small intestine, larynx, pharynx. Pharynx is common to both the systems, which means the digestive and the respiratory systems. And small intestine belongs to the digestive system. But what about the larynx? It belongs to the respiratory system. Therefore, this is also wrong because you have to find the answer with the organs that belong to the digestive system. Stomach, large intestines, kidney. Stomach and large intestines belong to the digestive system, but kidneys belong to the, remember we learned about that 3D structure even though we did not learn it in the lesson. As an example, we learn about the urinary system. Their kidneys were there. Right? This answer is also not correct. Therefore, what is the correct answer? Esophagus, liver, stomach. The first answer. Number 3. The process of producing energy by reacting the food we take with oxygen in the cells is, right? Food reacts with oxygen and energy produced. Energy is produced. As a byproduct, carbon dioxide gas is also produced and water vapor too. What is this process, children? What is this process? This is known as the respiration process, right? The process of producing energy by reacting the food we take with oxygen in the cells is, what is the process? Respiration. Excretion, respiration, digestion, coordination. Now excretion, you all are going to learn the removal of waste materials produced in the body is known as excretion, right? Respiration. Digestion means breaking down of large food pieces into simple food items, okay? Now coordination, you all are going to learn under the nervous system, okay? So answer is respiration. Number 4. Not a change that takes place in the inhaled air while passing along the nasal cavity. Now you all know there are 3 changes take place in the inhaled air in the nasal cavity. The air gets moistened, the air gets warmer, and also the air gets filtered, right? The air gets warmed, that is correct, right? That happens, not a change. The air gets moistened, that is also correct. The air gets filtered, that's also correct. Dust is added, no. Dust is actually removed here. Air gets filtered. This is the answer, not a change that takes place in the inhaled air while passing along the nasal cavity. Dust is added, right? Number 5. The breaking down of food into smaller particles inside the mouth is called. So what is this, children? The digestion, but what type of digestion? There are two main types of digestions, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. What is the meaning of mechanical digestion? Mechanical digestion means the breaking down of food, large food particles into smaller pieces. That is done by the mouth cavity, by the teeth, right? What is the meaning of chemical digestion? Chemical digestion means that small pieces of food becomes even smaller particles with the help of the chemical substances called digestive juice, right? So the breaking down of food into smaller pieces inside the mouth is called the mechanical digestion. Chemical digestion, mechanical digestion, reabsorption, cellular digestion. The answer is mechanical digestion. The gas needed for respiration is. So here we wrote the equation for respiration. Food plus oxygen. So oxygen is the gas needed, right? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas produced during respiration, right? So nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. The answer is oxygen. The gas needed for respiration is oxygen. Right, children? Okay. Exercise number 2. Complete the following flowchart related to the levels of organization of organisms. Now, this is very easy. Here the start is given cell, right? What is the next level, children? That is known as tissue, right? So, tissue is a group of cells that is important to do a certain function. Tissue. What is the next level, children? By combining number of tissues, by grouping number of tissues, an organ is formed. Next one, as a combination of number of organs, a system is formed. Finally, as a combination of all the systems, an organism, right? An organism body is formed. Cell, tissue, organ, system and organism, right? Next one, name 2 unicellular organisms. What is the meaning of unicellular? Single-celled organism. So we learned that when we consider the organisms or the living beings, some living beings present as a simple or single cell. Those are known as unicellular organisms. What are the examples? Now we'll write euglena, amoeba. And we learn about the paramecium too, right? They are present as unicellular or single-celled organisms, right? Euglena, amoeba, the examples, okay? We'll move on to the next. Right, exercise number 3. What are the 2 main systems of a plant? There are 2 main systems of a plant. What are they, children? Do you remember? When we consider a plant, right, the part that present above the ground is known as the shoot system. And the part that remains underground is known as the root system. Right? What are the 2 main systems of a plant? Shoot system and the root system. Shoot system, root system. Right. Write 2 organs that belong to each of the above systems. Let's consider the shoot system. It's very easy. Shoot system. What are the organs that belong? to the shoot system, the part that presents above the ground, the stem, the leaves, the branches, the flowers, the fruits, they all belong under the shoot system. They are the organs that belong to the shoot system, right? So let's write the stem and the leaves, right? We have to write 2 each. The root system, root system. So what are the organs? Now when we consider the root systems, there are 2 main types of root systems as fibrous roots and fibrous root system and the taproot system. So when we consider the fibrous root system, there is only 1 type of roots present. But when we consider the taproot system, there are 2 types of roots present in the taproot system, 2 parts, the taproot and the lateral root. So we will consider the taproot system and write the answer. The root system, the taproot, lateral roots. Right, children? Shoot system, stem and leaves, root system, taproot and lateral roots. Okay? Right. Exercise number 4, fill in the blanks of the following table. Now we did a similar activity before. So here the first column organ is given. Second column you have to write the system it belongs to. The third column you have to write the function. Okay? So the stomach, what is the system it belongs to? The digestive system. Digestive system. Function. The stomach makes the food acidic and also the digestion of food, right? Making food acidic. Making the food acidic. Making the food acidic. And also digestion of food. Digestion of food. Right? Small intestine belongs to the digestive system. Digestive system. Function. You all know that the digestion completes in the small intestine and also absorption of the nutrients also take place. Let's write digestion and absorption. Absorption of food. Right? Trachea. Now you all know that trachea belongs to the respiratory system. Respiratory system. Trachea belongs to the respiratory system. What is the function of trachea? You all know trachea is a tubular structure. At the base of the trachea, it divides into 2 parts, right and left bronchus. So what happens? The air that coming through the trachea is sent to the bronchi. Okay? Sending air to bronchi. Right? Sending air to bronchi. Okay? Large intestine, it belongs to the digestive system. And what is the function? Digestion does not take place, but absorption of water takes place, right? That is also the digestive system. Here, absorption of water. Lungs. What happens? Lungs belong to the respiratory system. What is the main function of the lungs? You all know inside the lungs exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases take place. Exchange of gases. Okay, right. Respiratory system. Here we'll write briefly exchange of gases. There I explained you all. Inside the lungs, these bronchi, they divide into small branches called bronchioles, and at the end of each bronchiole, there's a sac-like structure called alveoli. So you all know that when you inhale air, it goes through trachea, through bronchi and bronchioles and up to the tiny air sacs called alveoli. So these alveoli are surrounded by tiny blood vessels called capillaries. So what happens? When you inhale air, it contains a lot of oxygen. Oxygen is given to capillaries. Now the capillaries bring the blood in the capillaries have a lot of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is given back to the lungs, and thereby when you exhale, carbon dioxide is sent out. Oxygen is absorbed by the blood. This is known as exchange of gases. Okay? Right. The last one, larynx. What is the importance of larynx? Now larynx belongs to the respiratory system. It presents above the trachea and it is important to produce voice. Okay, the vocal sounds. Larynx. Respiratory system. Production of vocal sounds. Right? So the stomach belongs to the digestive system. Making the food acidic and digestion are the functions. Small intestine belongs to the digestive system. Digestion and absorption of food. Right? Trachea, respiratory system. The function is sending air to bronchi or directing air to bronchi. Right? Large intestine, digestive system, absorption of water. Right? Lungs belong to the respiratory system and the function is exchange of gases. And larynx belongs to the respiratory system again. Its function is production of vocal sounds. Right, children? Exercise number 5. Now this is going to be very easy because we discussed this many times. A diagram of the digestive system of man is given below. Label A to F. We'll label right here. Okay. What is A? This is a sac-like organ. What is this? This is the stomach. What is B? B is the leaf-like structure, pancreas. C? C is the rectum. D? D is the liver. E? E is the large intestine. And F is the small intestine. Right, children? Stomach, pancreas, rectum, liver, large intestine and small intestine. Right? Exercise number 6. A diagram of a flowering plant is given below. Again label A to F. What is A? You all can see these are fruits. Fruit. One fruit. B, here you all can see it's a flower. C, leaves. D is the stem. E, lateral roots. Okay, these are the lateral roots and F is the main root or the tap root. Lateral roots and F is the tap root. Okay, A fruit, B flower, C leaf, D stem, E lateral roots and F is the tap root. Right? They are the organs of a plant body. We'll move on to the next. Okay, exercise number 7. What is a tissue of an organism? How does a tissue made? Tissue is made as a collection or group of cells and they are doing a certain common function. Okay, let's write. What is a tissue of an organism? A group of cells. A group of cells organized to perform a common function. A common function. A group of cells organized to perform a common function is known as a tissue. That's right. Is called a tissue. Right, children? A group of cells organized to perform a common function is called a tissue, right? Write the features of tissue. Now we know that it contains a group of cells. Now these cells sometimes they are similar, right? Similar shaped or different shaped as well. Write the features of tissues. Now even here we discuss it's a group of cells. Now sometimes these cells have the same shape or sometimes they are different even. We discussed many examples under tissues. Right, children? What are the other features? They perform a common function. They do a common function, right? Contains same shaped cells. Same shaped cells or different shaped cells. Different shaped cells. Performs common function. Right? Contains same shaped cells or different shaped cells and these cells perform a common function. Right, children? We'll move on to the next. Right. What is an organ of an organism, children? Now here, what is a tissue? A group of cells organized to perform a common function. Right? When the number of tissues collected together, a collection of tissue is known as an organ. Right? What is an organ of an organism? A collection of tissues that are collected to perform a common function or maybe several functions. Okay? What is an organ of an organism? A collection of tissues. Specialized to perform a common function or functions. Right? What is an organ? A collection of tissues specialized to perform a common function or functions. Right? Write the features of an organ. An organ is made up of as a collection of tissues and they perform a common function or functions. We can break this down and write here, okay? The features consist of many tissues. Performs a common function or functions. Right, children? Write the features of an organ consists of many tissues, performs a common function or functions. Right? What is a system of an organism? What is a system of an organism? The organ means a collection of tissues. A system means a collection of organs specialized to perform a common function or functions. Okay? A group of organs that perform a common function or functions is called a system. Okay? A group of organs that perform a common function or functions is called a system, right? Write the features of a system again. Number of organs present, several organs present, they perform the same function, common function or functions, right? Consists of many organs. Performs a common function or functions. Right, children? Write the features of a system consists of many organs and performs a common function or functions. Right, children? We'll move on to the next. Okay, exercise number 10. What is the basic structural and functional unit of life? We discussed this. What is the basic structural and functional unit of life, children? That is the cell. The cell. Name 3 unicellular organisms. We did this before as well. Let's write. We learned some examples. Amoeba, paramecium, euglena, right, children? Amoeba, paramecium, euglena are the examples, okay? Right. Number 11. Define what digestion of food means. What is the meaning of digestion of food? Breaking down of complex food into simple pieces. So breaking down of food into simple particles is known as the digestion of food, right? Breaking down of food into simple particles is called the digestion of food. Right? breaking down of food into simple particles is called the digestion of food. Okay? What are the two main functions of the digestive system? I told you all, just breaking down of food is not enough. Why do we have to break down the food? Because the nutrients in the food cannot be absorbed by your body as it is. Therefore, our body has to make the food into simple structures. Then your body has to absorb these simple nutrients. Okay? So what are the two main functions of the digestive system? Number one, it breaks down or conversion of complex food into simple structures. Okay, what is the second main function? Absorption of simple food into body. Right? Okay, number one, the conversion of the complex food into simple particles or structures. Right? Number two, absorption of the simple food into the body. Right, children? What are the two main functions of the digestive system? Conversion of the complex food into simple particles and absorption of the simple food into the body. Right? We'll move on to the next exercise number 12. Write the matching part of the digestive system and complete the following table. Right? Here the function is given. You have to write the part matching. Secretion of saliva. What secretes saliva? Saliva is secreted by the salivary glands. I told you all there are 3 pairs of salivary glands in the mouth cavity, right? So secretion of saliva is done by the salivary glands. Salivary glands. Mechanical digestion. Now when it comes to digestion, breaking down of large food particles into small pieces is known as the mechanical digestion. It is done by the mouth cavity with the help of the teeth. Okay? So mechanical digestion is done by the mouth cavity. Mouth cavity. Right, children? Pushing the food in mouth cavity to the stomach. Food is pushed towards the stomach by the tubular structure called the esophagus, right? Esophagus. Right. Completion of digestion and absorption of nutrients done in the small intestine. And absorption of water is done by the large intestine. Finally, sending the feces out of the body is done by the anus. Right. So secretion of saliva is done by the salivary glands. Mechanical digestion is done by the mouth cavity. Pushing the food in mouth cavity to the stomach is done by the esophagus. Completion of digestion and absorption of nutrients done by the small intestine. Absorption of water is done by the large intestine. And finally, sending the feces out of the body is done by the anus. Right, children? We'll move on to the next. Right. Question number 13. Define what respiration is. Now, what is respiration, children? You all know what happens in respiration. Food reacts with the oxygen we inhale. The simple food reacts with the oxygen we inhale and the energy is produced. This whole process is known as the respiration. Let's write the process where the energy is produced by reacting or burning of food, right? Reacting or burning of food. With oxygen. The process where the energy is produced by reacting or burning of food with burning of simple food. The process where the energy is produced by reacting or burning of simple food with oxygen, right? What is the gaseous product released during respiration? Oxygen reacts with simple food and energy and carbon dioxide gas is produced, right? What is the gaseous product released during respiration? The carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Right, children? Okay, now this is the last question for the lesson, right? A diagram of the human respiratory system is given below. Label the parts. I hope you have done this part correctly, okay? Let's do this. A is the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity. What is B? B is the common passage to both respiratory and digestive tract. That is known as the pharynx. What is C? C is the larynx, where the sound is produced. Larynx. D. D is trachea, the tubular structure. E. So the trachea divides into two branches and each branch is known as the bronchus, right? Now this side is the left side, this side is the right side. Therefore, this is the left bronchus. Left bronchus. F. So the bronchi keep on branching further and these branches are known as bronchioles. Bronchioles. What about G, children? Now G is the muscular structure present below the respiratory system or the lungs. This is known as the diaphragm. H, rib cage, right? The lungs. So this system is protected by the rib cage. And finally, I is the lung. Which lung is this? This is the right lung. Right. Nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, left bronchus, bronchioles, diaphragm, rib cage and the right lung. So I hope you understood this part very well. So we have completed the entire lesson now. I hope you have a better understanding on this lesson and I hope that you got all the answers correct. Now if you got anything wrong, what you can do is watch the lesson again, improve your knowledge and try to write the answers for the same questions again and you will understand it better.
To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.